After that, as an example with, this is the one I did example on movements, lunges, reverse ivers, split ball leg curl, band pull bar, and dumbbell curl. 55 total reps on that total volume, anywhere from 12 to 15 rep range. Just an example. Okay? Typically, or on the next one that you're going to see, when I write them down, I don't actually write down the movements. Any person that I work with, if they want me to write in their movements, I'll go ahead and write them in. But if it's someone, say, I've been training for a while, I know it works well for me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick 5 to 6 exercises, stay within this volume, stay within this RPE, and we're good. You know, write them down, let me know what you're doing, but other than that, you can pick them. Okay? This is just an example of what I might throw in on a competition squat. Okay? And whenever it ever says competition squat, that literally means bar on back, whatever bar you're usually looking. If you're going to compete with the Texas Power Bar, squat with the Texas Power Bar. If you can't, you're going to compete with the Texas Squat Bar, squat with the Texas Squat Bar. All right? Be very specific with what you do within your program. So even though we're more general at this point in time, you still want to be very technical with everything that you do, and that even goes on to using the same gear that you're going to be using at the competition. Now, not everybody is really going to have a Texas Squat Bar, I understand that, so you do the best you can. Okay? If you have it, then go ahead and use it. Same deal, you're just going to see consistency throughout this time. Now within this week, so we're all going to be within 60-65% within the main movements. Okay? And the one thing that's going to change up, and you can kind of see on day 4, your, I would say, an auxiliary bench day. You're not going to do another competition bench day, but you can do an auxiliary bench, something that's just slightly different. I wouldn't call it specialized at this point in time. This is just going to be another movement. It's a pressing movement. I decided to do floor press. I lowered the volume down a little bit. Okay? The reason I did, if you look at the amount of pressing that's going on with this entire program in here, and then that's where, again, a little more experience with it, a little more time with it, knowing how your body feels. We got bench press, we got incline, we got military we're going to do on that day as well. I'm going to take that floor press and I'm going to drop the volume down a little bit. So we're not getting burnt out on our shoulders, pec, we're going to overtrain, I'm not going to kill you. Alright, so you got to be able to manipulate sometimes that volume based off how you feel. You might not know until that day. But it's just a way to drop that down. We're still within the 60-65% range. Say you don't know your floor press, again, that's where RPE can come in handy. What an RPE of 60-65% would be, RPE of 6. What does that mean? It's not that hard. Again, ask yourself, how does that feel on a scale from 1 to 10? It's about a 6. Okay, you're about 60%. And that's as simple as things are. It's simple. It's not hard. It just looks complicated. It looks complicated. All right. But anyway, overall volume of most of your sessions is going to stay the same. Again, some days you might, you have the range of 5 to 6. Some days you do 6 accessories. Some days you do only 4 or 5. Okay, it's fine. It's whatever you need to get done for that day. But you want to be very multi-joint in nature. Hit what you need to hit. Okay. Typically on my upper body days, you're always for every push that, especially for my athletes, that they do. I do at least as many pulls, if not twice as many pulls, or twice as many upper back movements. Okay? I don't know anybody that has done more rows in their life than they bench press, other than Matt Kay. Quite frankly. Alright? I'm not trying to pick on him. But seriously. Okay? I mean, every athlete you're going to get, and I'm going back to the athlete side of it, but even with a power lifter, I guarantee you bench press a hell of a lot more than you've ever done any kind of lat work, any kind of pulling, upper back motion, scapular work, anything like that. Alright, so if you're looking at your program, you write it down, try to write in a ton of scapular work, a ton of scapular traction work, lat work, and a lot of pulling, basically just simple, a lot of pulling motions. A lot of pulling motions. Alright, try to work those in. But you want to offset what you're doing pushing wise. Plus, like I said, it's a great base. With bench press, lats come into play quite a bit if you know how to use it. If you know how to use it. Alright. Any questions on this? Just set it, lay out. What to expect, the only reason I want to talk about this, kind of just give perspective. Like I said, time frame wise, 90 minutes up there, but like when I'm thinking about 90 minutes, I'm thinking about warm up, I'm thinking about cool down stretching, foam rolling, okay? Doing all the work that nobody wants to do, and then getting the work done as well. Okay? Again, I can talk about warm up for 800 years, I'm not going to do it. Right, but I have to kind of wait till the end. And that is going to be dependent upon whether you're raw or gear, so I do need to talk about that. Raw or gear, and we can talk about block setup for either one. A lot of that's going to be Again, a lot of things we can go into and talk about right now from a time frame standpoint. I would say the biggest issue is getting the gear on, getting on through all your sets, doing all that stuff is to take a little bit more time. Any geared lifter knows that. Okay, question?
You're going to be in gear during that phase, or are the weights too light?
Depends upon where you're at with, you can be within gear within that phase. You can be. And it all depends upon, again, when have you went through block, how much raw training do we need to get in, how many weeks out are we, because you want to start, being in your gear X amount of weeks, whether it's accumulation, transportation, doesn't matter. You need to be in your gear. If you need, say you're deficient within a lot of raw training, maybe it's your back, glutes, core, things like that, and you want to, you need to go through a raw phase, and you go through a raw phase, even if you're a geared lifter. Okay? But then again, that always is dependent upon how much time you have, what kind of preparation do you need, and then going on from there. Because you can be an individual that just goes, hey, I'm not going to have my gear on until I get 8 weeks out. Well, a lot of times for most individuals, that's not going to work. Beast, and this kind of ties into being specific with what your sport is. If you're a geared lifter, you need to be in gear. You need to be in gear. The more proficient you are squatting in gear, stronger you can be in gear, more weight you're going to push in gear.
So your percentages are going to be up because you're basing them on gear numbers, right?
Yeah, your numbers will be up, your percentages will not.
Right, your numbers.
Yeah, but your numbers will be up, yes, based off of whatever your best gear, brief is. With or without a belt, too. Typically, I'd sit there and say, whenever I base my numbers off of, say I needed a brief, I would base it off my best brief with a belt, especially 65%. It's not going to be that big of an issue. Plus, I just want to get stronger anyway. I mean, it's going to work more core, I keep my belt off, and don't even worry about it. I mean, if there's a huge difference between you brief squatting with a belt and brief squatting without, and you notice that within your training period, meaning you're doing the percentages and you're just getting your ass buried, then you better drop that weight down, okay, to where you're maybe not wearing the belt at that point in time. Now, obviously, during this point in time, fatigue can set in. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. If it is killing you, and initially it should, week 1 accumulation, you get your ass kicked. It's not going to be fun. Okay? You're going to be tired. You're going to be like, wow, it's a shit ton of work. I can't believe. And I just, it probably the first time you ever do it, it's going to take you 2 hours. I'm saying it shouldn't take you 2 hours, but it probably will. All right, so it's going to be a lot of work, especially if you're not used to doing that work. And again, you always got to look at preparation. Did you do enough beforehand before you went into that? It does, accumulation pretty much is GPP for the most part. For the most part, again, a lot of work capacity, a lot of fitness is going to go into that, but we're going to restructure it just slightly different. So you should expect to be a little bit fatigued during this point in time. I always like to give perspective from how it's going to hurt. No, I'll explain why until we get down to the bottom. Okay. Mental fatigue from how much work's being performed. A lot of people are just not used to doing that much work. Not used, like, oh, I've never done 5 sets of 5 in briefs. That's just going to kill me. No way it's going to happen. Can't do it. Who says you can't? You're just unwilling to do it. Everybody's unwilling to put that much work in. Why? Well, the pressure in my head and my broken blood vessels. Well, cry me a river. Get it done. That's how I truly believe about it. Believe it. You don't have a choice. Put the work in. You don't put the work in, you won't get the benefit of it. Okay? You don't believe in the program, go do something else. Because unless you believe in this shit, it ain't gonna work. If you don't believe in any program, it's not gonna work. Why? You're not gonna work at it. Okay? But again, it's going to be a lot of work going on at this point in time, so you need to mentally be prepared to know, I got to get that work done. So what? Move past it, get on with it. Again, understand that those are the things that are going to go through your head probably. Okay? Like I said, as you progress from that accumulation phase, obviously your fitness gets better, so things are going to go better as you get down the road. Okay? Need for a deload at this point in time, maybe you need it, maybe you don't. So you get to the end of your 6-week block, and you're just dragging ass, take a deload week. Unload. Now, that means drop percentages down. It's actually keep the percentages the same. Drop your volume, maybe drop the briefs off, you're just doing raw work, and it's Jane Fonda training. You don't need to sweat to the old, okay? Go in a little bit, you do nice light work, get a little pump on. I hate saying that, but that's what you do, okay? And you do very, very light recovery work, full body movements. You get your main movement. You only do like squat and bench that week, and you unload it, and you just get your all volume. Your all volume, nice easy week. Keep your stress down, keep your intensity down. Go and get shit done and leave. Okay? So if you need that, take it. If you feel like you don't, you can transition. This last training cycle that I did before my previous meet in July 16th, I didn't deload once. except for the 10 days, 7 days before I competed. I transitioned every single week. So I had a transition week. So technically you'd be like, well, what does that mean? Well, we adjusted the volume, we adjusted some intensity, but overall, just kept moving. Just kept moving on, okay? And you have the ability to do this. If you're more novice at it, I would suggest probably taking that deload week. Again, if you feel like crap, that's where I kind of unloaded without unloading. I kind of deloaded without deloading. I just knew what I needed to do recovery-wise, but also my fitness was a lot better. My weight was a lot better. Overall, I was able to recover from those workouts because I put in all the extra time with the cardiac work, with the GPP work, all the accessory, everything. I think, like I said, the biggest thing is my nutrition locked in as well. Nutrition.